Give them something they feel now. Trying not to be stressed out. Kareem, tell them what it's all about. I'm just keeping it real now. Give them something they feel now. Trying not to be stressed out. Kareem, tell them what it's all about. Cycles of life is all around. For cycles of life is all around. For cycles of life is all around. All around. All around. I'm just keeping it real now. Give them something they feel now. Give them something they heal now. Tell them what it's all about. I'm just keeping it real. Give them something they feel. If you're tired of being stressed out and being oppressed about it, you feel. We gon' let you know. We gon' let you know. I'm just keeping it real now. Give them something they feel now. Trying not to be stressed out. Kareem, tell them what it's all about. Cycles of life is all around. For cycles of life is all around. Cycles of life is all around. All around. I know. I'm just keeping it real now. Give them something they feel now. Trying not to be stressed out. Kareem, tell them what it's all about. I'm just keeping it real now. Give them something they feel now. Trying not to be stressed out. Kareem, tell them what it's all about. I'm just keeping it real now. Give them something they feel now. Trying not to be stressed out. Tell them what it's all about now. I'm just keeping it real now. Give them something they feel now. Trying not to be stressed out. Kareem, tell them what it's all about. I'm just keeping it real. Give them something they feel. If they're tired of being stressed out and been oppressed about it, you feel. We gon' let you know. I'm just keeping it real now. Give them something they feel now. Trying not to be stressed out. Kareem, tell them what it's all about. I'm just keeping it real now. Give them something they feel now. Trying not to be stressed out. Kareem, tell them what it's all about. Cycles of life is all around. For cycles of life is all around. For cycles of life is all around. All around. All around. I'm just keeping it real now. Give them something they feel now. Give them something they heal now. Tell them what it's all about. I'm just keeping it real. Give them something they feel. If you're tired of being stressed out and being oppressed about it, you feel. I'm just keeping it real. Give them something they
Yo, back at you with another episode. Coming at you from ChooseYourRelationships.com. Author of Love Can't Wait, which can be found on Amazon.com. What's going down, man? Like, share the video, all that good stuff, man. Yeah. What's going on out in these streets? Man. What's really going on out here? What's really going on, man? So my phone is right here. It's something I want to, this is something topic I've been wanting to talk about for a minute now. But I just never got a chance to talk about. And it's something that there's some things that are that's going to continue to happen in this country. There's certain trends I think you should be aware of, and that might benefit you. You know? And Mamacitas just happen to be a part of it. You know? And I'm going to make a prediction. But for the next 5 to 10 years, you're going to see a lot of more Latin women coming in this country. I'm talking like by the droves. More than you ever seen before. Next 5 to 10 years, the Latin women are going to be front and center in this country. I can see it. I can see the trends now. I can see it happening right now. Because especially where I live at, especially when I was in Atlanta, because you have big businesses that are promoting Latin women. Big businesses. I'm talking like Fortune 500 companies, Fortune 100 companies. That they're using Latin women for advertising and marketing, and to promote their products more now than ever before. So this is going to continue the trend, and this is going to become normal. And let me tell you another reason why I know it's going to become a trend, and it's not going nowhere. Because you have white women that are complaining. White women are complaining about Latin women basically being better than them. Because the white guys, they're going after the Latinas. The white guys is going after the Latin women now, man. I'm talking like never before. Latin women today, they're kind of like the shit. I'm serious. I mean, I'm laughing, but I'm dead. It's. You have to understand when these big companies, put anybody out there, positive or negative, but when they promote certain groups of people, positive or negative, whether you like it or not, it becomes normal after a while in the minds of the masses. And see, this is something that I learned 20 something years ago. What you see If you keep looking at it, after a while, you're going to want to try it. So if you're on it, let's use Instagram for example. You keep scrolling on Instagram all the time, looking at these big booty bitches. After a while, you be like, shit, I want that. And that's what you're going to go after when you get out there. Or you might send one a DM. That's just what it is. And these big companies, they understand that on a much higher level than all of us could ever imagine. That's brainwashing on another level when it comes to these big corporations, because they have the money to spend to do that. They can buy a market because they have what? $1 billion budget? Let's take a company like McDonald's. They have $1 billion budget, man. $1 billion budget. So Bank of America, they had what? I think Bank of America, this is when I was working for Bank of America. They had what their budget was. It was something crazy. I think it was like it wasn't $1 billion. It wasn't $1 billion. It was like Bank of America was $500 million budget, I think, at the time. This is like 10 years ago. It's probably changed now. Now it's probably shit. It's probably double that, you know. But they have the money to put that out there, promote it on television, put these banners up on the highway. You know, they throw money at the NFL, the you know, wherever, any sports, movies, Hollywood, they throw money at these damn people because they want to be in front of you. And they're going to put a Latin woman in there somehow, some way. That's how that works. You know, well, smash the like button. Share the video. So I think you're correct. More Latin women will come, but I believe men will go to Latin countries to bring them over here more than they just come on their own. It's going to be some of that. It's going to be some guys going to bring women over, but not at the rate that they're going to be coming over here. Shit, no. No, they're going to open this shit up, boy, like crazy. You know, you see what I'm talking about. And quote me on this 5 years from now. Quote me on this 5 to 10 years from now. You can quote me on this. They're going to be coming over here and you're going to be in your town, in your city. They're going to have the whole neighborhood where you at. You're going to be Latin women everywhere. You can't get away. That's how it's going to be, man. Like, damn, this bitch fine. You ain't going to be, because now it's kind of like, I mean, you see them, but it ain't like where they came from. It ain't like Colombia. You know what I'm saying? If you go to the grocery store, you might see a Latin woman. Maybe 1, 2, something like that. It ain't like being in New York. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like that. You know, it ain't like Washington Heights in New York. It ain't like that. It ain't like being in Miami. It ain't like that. You know? But in the next couple of years, they're going to flood these big cities. Even the small towns going to be flooded. You're going to be like, and it's going to be so many women coming over here, shit, you ain't gonna have to go nowhere to meet nobody. You ain't gonna have to go to Colombia. I mean, you can go if you want, but you ain't really have to because you're gonna have access to them easily. Now it's not so easy to get access. You know what I'm saying? It's not so easy. Now you usually have to, outside of New York City and Miami, I'll put LA. Well, I'll put LA up there. LA, Miami, and New York City. It ain't that easy to meet a Latin woman. Not really. Not that easy. But in the next 5-10 years, it will be. You're not gonna need no help. Now, if you want to meet a Latin woman here in America, it's usually through somebody else. Or she just happened to be somewhere out in public where you happen to be at. Or you have to go to the spot where they're hanging out at, the club, the festival. And in your town, they might not have festival and they might not have a club. So outside of New York City, Miami, and LA, that's pretty much how it is. Unless you live in Texas. If you live in Texas, okay, that's a different story. But the rest of these states, it ain't really like that. The rest of these towns ain't really like that. It's not so easy. You usually have to know somebody to introduce you, and she might not speak English. And you probably don't speak Spanish. So there's a language barrier there. Are you going to learn Spanish? What's up, Paul? Are you going to learn Spanish so you can talk to her? So you can learn to communicate and learn the culture? Some guys are not willing to do that. But when they come over here, the majority of them will learn English when they come over here. They will. I would say the majority, at least based on my experience, I would say the majority of them that I've known over the past 20 years, when they come over here, they learn English. Now they don't have to learn English because in their culture, everybody speaks Spanish for the most part, and they don't really leave their neck of the woods. They don't really go outside their neighborhoods very often. Very few women that I know, very Spanish-speaking women, regardless of the country they came from, they usually stay in the nest. They don't leave the nest very often. Very, very few of them leave the nest. They usually, for them to leave the nest, they got to marry that woman. She might give you one night roll in the sack or something like that from time to time. Or y'all might go out of town or something like that. But for the most part, the majority of her time is going to be spent in the nest. And then there's another thing. How's her family? They got a colorism problem in a lot of these countries. A lot of these families are anti-black. So how's that? I don't know. I don't know. Now, when they come over here from someplace else, American culture, that's what I call it, is very corrupt. So a lot of people come over here, they after about 2 to 5 years, they start picking up some bad habits. And most of them bad habits is anti-black. So that doesn't benefit me or you at all. That goes against that goes against our way of functioning in this country. That doesn't help us at all. So how you gonna be with a woman that has anti-black views? That's not going. You can't sustain a relationship with somebody that's like that. That's gonna be toxic. So it just depends, really. Depends on her mindset. And see, another thing, a lot of these women, they're Catholic. They're Catholic, right? They're raised to be Catholic in the Catholic Church. Well, who they praying to? Who they praying to, man? Who that God look like? Who that God look like, man? The God look like you? Or me? Or God look like, I don't know, Julius Caesar? Or the Pope? I don't know, man. That's a question you have to figure out. Or ask them. What image of a God is in her mind when she's praying at night? Or how they do it, how they do it. I don't know how. I forgot how they do it. Now I'm not making a fan of nobody's religion, man. But I'm just saying But forget about religion. I don't like talking about religion. But just physically looking at Latin women, why a lot of guys, why they get a lot of attention. Look at them. Let's just take an average Latin woman that's from the DR, Colombia, whatever. Even Mexico. You know what we like. What us brothers, what we like when it comes to women. Most of us, us brothers, we like big ass and titties. You know that. Cut it out. Be honest. We like big ass and titties. As soon as we see that, we sold. Damn, that bitch fine. We don't say that out loud. We say that in our minds. Then you be like, her skin is kind of dark too. She got a little tan. Her hair might be curly or it might be kind of straight. It's all good. Then she speak a little English, or maybe she's bilingual. Who knows? And she's sending you choosing signals. That's all it takes right there, bro. Plus, maybe you get a chance to meet her mom. Mom's cool. Dad, he's all right. He'll come around. Might take a while, but he'll come around. All right? Then you get a chance to knock that thing down one good time. And the sex is great. Woo-wee. Damn, man. That sex is the bomb, boy. It usually is. For the most part, it usually is. And then you get to know her much better. She's easygoing, caring, nurturing. Y'all do a bunch of things together. She support whatever you do. It's not a lot of friction. She even cook for you. Damn, it's over. You know, so what more can you ask for? You know, like, God damn. Shit. She actually cooking shit that you like. Might be from her culture and it might be from American culture. It usually overlaps, really. Usually. She liked to dance, and check this out. Don't tell her that you know how to salsa. Oh, man. It's over. Come to mama. If you know how to salsa, shit, forget about it. It's over. You ain't gonna be able to get rid of her. Boy, you know how to dance. Oh, man. If you know how to dance and speak Spanish, and even if you're struggling to speak, what? Shit. Man, come on, man. We're gonna have you a winner. What? What? You what? You have you a winner, boy. I'm telling you. Say where I say he said they like going to Brazil and Colombia and come back broke. Yeah, I would think some of those guys probably do that. You know, I don't know anybody to do that. There's some guys that I would say the younger guys do shit like that. You know, when I was in my 20s, I used to do shit like that. I used to get in my car and drive 3, 4, 5 hours away with like $40, just enough money for gas. So yeah, you know, I was in my 20s. I was taking chances and doing all this crazy shit. So it more than likely it happens, you know. But once I look back on it today, I was like, yo, man, I was crazy doing that shit. I mean, what if my car broke down when I was out there, or I had a flat tire? I wouldn't have no money. Well, I had a spare, but you know, that's just not a good idea. But a lot of those young guys, they're just taking chances, just like I did. Because sometimes I looked at it like, what do I have to lose? You know, because where the position I was in at the time, I'm like, if I don't change something, nothing is going to happen different. I'm going to have the same outcome. So, you know, you live and learn. That's all I'm saying, you know. Reynolds, long time no see, buddy. What's going down? Long time no see, buddy. What up? You know, lady, stop it. If you can afford to go to Brazil, you can afford to come back. Yeah. If you can get a plane, I think she was talking about people get the plane ticket, get the hotel, and all that shit, and they go over there, spend all their money, and come back or whatever. But I mean, that happens to shit. That happens to a lot of people that I know. It's not a Brazil or a Colombian thing. It's just people overspend. That's all. People just overspend. It's not a Brazilian or Colombian thing. I think that's what she's trying to say. Maybe she's trying to maybe she's on some other shit. I don't know, But this happens even in America. People, they overspend, or they just didn't have enough money in the first place. They should have just kept their ass home, But you live and learn. But a lot of people get to a point where they just have to take chances. Some of it is calculated, and some of it can be a little reckless at times. But it's okay to take calculated chances. There's nothing wrong with that. But I've done that type of shit in the past when I was in my 20s. I've gotten my car and drove 2, 3, 4 hours away, and I had just enough money for gas. That's it. And check this out. I've had women flew to see me from somewhere, or drove to see me from somewhere. They didn't have no money. They just had credit cards. So it's not just a guy thing either, Of course, I didn't know this until she came, but she came to see me. She just wanted to see me that badly, I guess, So, man, people do shit, man. People do shit. But if you really look at, I look at it like this: Latin women are the closest women to the black woman. I mean, it is what it is, man. I look at it like she's just a black woman that just happened to speak Spanish. That's it. And you have some women, some Latin women, obviously, they have some black people in their family. I mean, just look at her. God damn. You don't got to be a genius to figure this out. Them big ass and titties, and she's dark skinned with hair like mine. Look, man, it's no Caucasians with hair like this and dark skin like me. I'm sorry. No. It's not like that. So obviously, there's somebody in their family that's African, and Caucasians don't really have, or they really never had. White women have never really had a big ass until lately, really, last couple of years. You know what I'm saying? So the Caucasian gene is not, they ain't really got it like that. Like when I was growing up, white women had flat asses. Okay? It wasn't no, every once in a while you should see a white woman with a big ass when I was growing up. And when these damn fast food places started popping up all over the place, and they started having more plastic surgery, that's when you start seeing white women with big asses. But that's not real. They don't really have that gene like that. Now you have some Caucasian women, some white women that are mixed, in their family tree or whatever. Yeah, we understand that. But for the most part, that's not really a European thing. Big ass and big titties and big lips and big nose. No. So if you really look at the average Latin woman, especially if she had big ass and big titties and heavy features, obviously that woman, somebody in her family tree, has the African gene. Don't take a genius to figure it out. You don't even have to ask her. Just look at her from her head to her toe. That's, just tell her to turn around. How round is her ass? It's not how big her ass is, it's how round it is. You know, is it round like a Coca-Cola bottle? Well, there you go. Black women have asses round like a Coca-Cola bottle. White women, no. No, not so much. You know, I don't think I've ever, maybe one or two white women with a Coca-Cola bottle shaped ass. Now they might have a big ass, but they ain't got the Coca-Cola. You know, hey, I'm sorry. And this is not a knock against the white women, by the way. I ain't hating on the white women. No, I'm just telling you, I'm giving you facts. I'm trying to explain to you why us brothers and so many guys, just in general, are flocking towards the Latin women. You know, just physically looking at the average Latin woman, it's hard. I would think it would be hard for a guy not to like them. I mean, I'm just being real, for real. Especially if you live in Miami, New York, Atlanta, LA, Boston. I'm just saying. You know. Now they started going to the gym and doing more squats. Yeah, that too. I'll be working out. Yeah, that's true. You know, no doubt about it. But that came later. That came after the diet and the fast food and all that. The going to the gym. And really, if you think about it, going to the gym and working out and physical fitness is really kind of a new thing for the common man and woman. That really didn't really start. Now, you always had bodybuilders, yeah, and athletes. You always had that. But the common man and woman, like working out and going to the gym and being physically fit, that really started like 10 years ago. Like hard body, like 10 years ago. That wasn't like a normal thing when I was growing up. When I was growing up, you didn't have a lot of people going to the gym. You know, there was no. I don't remember seeing an LA Fitness when I was growing up. You know, I didn't see one. I didn't see no LA Fitness when I was growing up. I didn't hear anybody talking about, hey, I'm going to the gym. If they say they going to the gym, it's the high school gym. They wasn't going to LA Fitness or Peak Fitness. It wasn't none of these places. None of these gyms existed when, at least not where I'm from. Maybe somewhere else in some major city. Okay, I don't know. But where I'm from, I didn't see no Peak Fitness. I didn't see no LA Fitness. I didn't see none of them damn gyms. So this new health and wellness and working out thing is it kind of really kicked off like 10 years ago. You know, that's how long I've been living. I remember when there was no internet. I remember when there was no internet. There was no cell phone. I remember the first cell phones were big like satellite phones. So I remember how the whole thing kind of progressed, came around, and that's where we are today. You know, a lot of people act like health and wellness and how women look today, people try to act like women have always looked like this. No, not at all. You know, so smash the like button, share the video. You know, but now a lot of people will say, well, a lot of guys are going to, you know, these other countries and bringing the girl back over here or whatever. Now the problem with that, if if you do run into any problems, here's the problem that you might have. First off, most of these women, they don't really want to leave their family and their country and come back over here with you and start a family. They don't really want to do that, because family is everything to them. Family means everything. Family means a lot. And see, when you bring a woman over here and her family ain't over here, she's gonna start to pick up them bad habits and start to become Americanized on your ass. That's the problem. You know, slowly but surely, she start picking up them bad habits. She'll start working that job and start working around them white folks and talking to some of the people in her, I don't know, maybe some people where she's from, she'll meet them, and some will be from here, born and raised here, and then some probably came over here and been here for a long time. And she'll start looking at things like the American way. And see, her being around her family is a benefit to you, because her family will check her if she gets out of line, gets out of pocket. But if she's too far away from the family, well, who the hell's gonna check her? You. But that might not be enough, because it takes a village to have a family, have kids. You need support. You need help. You can't do it all by yourself. I know you think you He-Man or, Superman with an S on your chest, or super nigga. No, you can't do it by yourself. You need support. It ain't enough just to have a bunch of money laying around or have money to pay stuff. No, it takes more than that. And see, with her family being close, her family can check her if she gets out of pocket. Her family can help y'all with the kids, and vice versa. The family is the support system. Now, if you never had a family like that, or maybe you grew up and your family wasn't like that, well, you probably don't understand the way I'm coming from if your family wasn't like that. Maybe you grew up in a family where y'all did your own thing. And that's okay. But I'm telling you, for the most part, their family is intact. Unless her parents died or something like that. But for the most part, they like to stick close to their family. They go to the family house all the time. Every Sunday, damn near. Sometimes 2-3 times a week. Even if it's for 30 minutes. I got to stop at mom's house real quick. They tight like that. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with it. But that's a good thing for you, to your advantage. You can use that to your advantage, right? It's like a checks and balance system. But if you take her away from her family, you ain't got that. It's you and her and the kids. Now y'all might have some friends. Maybe one of her married friends can keep her and check her every once in a while or whatever. Or maybe she might have some relatives, cousins or something like that. Or if you're lucky, you might meet a girl over here and her family over here. Great. If that's the case, but you don't really, I don't know if it's a good idea to take her away from her family, man. I just don't. I don't really think that's a good idea, man. You know, it takes a village, man. That's all I'm saying. You know, takes a village. You are correct. I know a brother who married a Korean woman. He bought her mom with her to keep her in check. Another brother bought a Japanese woman alone to the USA, and she eventually cheated. Yeah. See, a lot of the Asian women from Korea or Japan, their parents usually stay behind. And when they come to America, they start acting like a white woman. You know what I'm saying? So they don't have nobody looking over their shoulder when they come over here. So they feel like, hell, I can do what I want to do now. Mom and dad ain't looking over my shoulder or calling, asking where I'm doing, where I'm going, anything like that. So that's what happens. And a lot of these people, they kind of they gravitate towards white folks when they get here, because they feel like they have something in common with them. And like I said, they were raised to be Catholic. So you do the math. You know, families keep the foreign woman in line to understand where she came from. No doubt. I know you're talking about Latin women, but Asians keep a tight family as well. Yeah, they do. They do, man. But when that woman, if you take her away from her family, man, she might start acting like, you might not feel like, I don't know who this bitch is right about now. For real. You be like looking like, man, who you think you're talking to like that? You be like, what? Oh shit. Who you think you're talking to like that? For real. You're like, hey, man. And she probably never talked to you like that before, like ever. And you like, oh, wait a minute now. You know, you out of pocket. You're going too far. You know? Oh, man. Oh, what up, Jared? I'm from the UK. I'm from the UK, man. I'm from the UK. I'm from the UK. Hey, anyone wants to come on? Anyone want to come on? Join the. I'm putting the link in here. I'm from the UK. Oh, you got sound effects. That's cool. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, come on in, man. If you have any horror stories, maybe you brought a woman in from another country and she flipped on you. You know, that happens too. Guys will bring a woman from someplace and she'll do a 180 on your ass, and after about 2 years, once you get that green card, it's over. She putting in divorce and all kind of shit. Like, or maybe you come home and all your shit gone. God damn. This bitch robbed me. I heard horror stories like the girl might be from the Philippines, from Colombia, from the DR. I heard it all, bro. You know, I'm like, man, she robbed you. She dude might have went to work, came back home, everything gone. She took everything. Took the dog. The dog gone too, man. Took the dog, took the cat, took all the money, all the furniture. in the car. Damn. I heard horror stories like that, bro. I'm like, oh man, I'm sorry. That's because guys don't speak the language and they don't understand the culture. You know? Yo.
Hey man, what's going on? It's funny that I'm always in and out in terms of watching your show. But I'm glad. I think it's because when I used to watch it regularly, is with my old account, and then it got terminated. So it was like it took me a while to get back all my old subscriptions and channels and whatnot. But it's funny that I'm talking to you about that. I just feel personally for me, I feel I have dating fatigue. Like I don't even I have girls that still hit me up like, hey, like I'll talk to you in a few hours, like you'll still be up, or they be like, oh, are you free when I come to New York or what have you? And it's like I'll be like, yeah, but then I feel like, damn, like I really just want to. I'd rather like stay in bed or do one of my hobbies. Like I just don't know. Dating feel like a chore to me right now. I don't know if it's because I did recently get out of a relationship in September. It was a horror story, but I don't know. Maybe it's me. I need to change my scenery because I am working, trying
and
to
what
be
happened?
remote.
Huh? What happened in your last relationship? You said it ended badly. What happened?
It's a long
Damn, was it
story,
that bad?
man.
Oh, God.
Well, not too
damn.
long, but all right. So here's the situation. Hold on one sec. Sorry, hold on one sec. Repeat what you just said.
No, how did it end? Why did it end? Was it that bad?
Oh, it was so long story short, I had planned a trip to LA to take my ex at the time. We were gonna go plan to take the trip to LA, right? So check this out. Around September, there was like a bad storm, early September, like maybe like the first or second day of September, and unfortunately, like where I live in New York, like everywhere was flooded. So I wasn't able to like the night before my flight was about to depart, like it was impossible to get anywhere because the night before everywhere was flooded, like people's houses got flooded. To get an Uber for where I live to like the airport was almost $200, right? And at that time, I paid for everything. I paid for the flights both ways. I paid for the reservations, the Airbnb, all that good stuff. So at the time, and I'm still in college. So at the time, I only had like maybe like 150 on me, and I was gonna get paid like the next day, right? So the Uber was about 200. I knew I couldn't afford it, so I was like, okay, check this. I'm gonna go take the train. The trains were half of them were flooded, and instead of taking maybe like an hour and a half, it took like 3 hours. So long story short, she got on the flight, and instead of waiting for me to get there, she got on the flight by already, and I was late for my flight, and so we got into a big argument about it because she was like, "Oh, like you left me stranded out here in LA," but I got there the next day. But it was a big argument, and she was like, "Oh, you left me out here stranded. You didn't. You should have protected me. Whoop." And it was a back and forth. But even before that, like it was on my end mistake. I had told her like in July, I was like, I'll pay for everything, but I need you to just pay for the Uber. And it was like pulling teeth. So she was like, "Oh, why should I pay for that if you felt the need to book everything without my consultation and you want to do things your way and you always want to assert yourself and overstep boundaries." It was a nightmare. It was a nightmare, but because it felt as though I know you're shaking your head. It was and people that know me in the space, like I tell them the same thing, but it was like I felt like I was being punished by being assertive and taking initiative and being proactive as a man. Like it got up to the point sometimes like she would get mad and we get into arguments because I would be in tutoring and it takes me like an hour and a half to get to her house. But sometimes because I'm in school for accounting, so like I would be studying and sometimes either I would overstudy, so I would come over her house late, or like I'll take a nap and then wake up late, and then she get mad, like, oh, you said you're gonna come over at 6 o'clock, and it's now almost 7. When it was a lot of stuff, but it felt as though it just felt as though like I was trying to be on my game, and it's like she couldn't understand how ambitious I was as a man, and she couldn't see, okay, yeah, he came late, but I don't never have to worry about bills, or I never have to worry about him saying he doesn't have anything, or I don't gotta worry about any type of money issue. Because at the time, like I had my own business, I was working overnight, and I was going to school to become an accountant. But it was like it felt as though the more I was ambitious and the more that I was driven, the more in my masculine trying to take charge and be assertive it felt like it was a lot of backlash that I was getting from us. So I don't know, maybe it was dealing with that issue that I just feel like it's fatigue, like I kind of throw my hands up.
Nah, she was just disrespectful. She didn't respect your drive and what you were doing, the way you were going. She just didn't care. And if she don't understand what you was trying to do, you should have cut off a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? Yo, I think I lost my man. Oh, I think I might have lost him. Oh well. It's all right. But that woman didn't respect him. She had no respect for him. Woman don't respect your hustle, don't respect your drive. You just become a distraction because it's too much push and pull. They don't really flip on you, Sharp. They just do. Okay, there you go. Hey, what up, bro? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I just had to come in and out because my stream
okay.
on my side it was boarding.
Okay. What I was saying is, man, is that woman didn't respect your drive and what you was trying to do, man. You should have just cut her off a long time ago. She's very disrespectful. You know what I mean? Damn. Yo, man, your phone is. I don't know what's up with your phone, brother.
Hold on, sorry. Give me 1 sec, because it's.
Okay.
I'm gonna try one more time.
Oh, I can hear you. They don't really flip on each other. They just hide. They don't really flip on you. They just hide who they are, and when they get their green card, they eventually show. Well, yeah. One of the reasons I believe women flip is they see it as a liberation from the oppression they face in their country. Maybe so. You gotta run. If you gotta run from one place to the next, I guess. You.
I think I'm doing better now. Yeah. I switched.
Nah, that woman, man, you should have cut off a long time ago, bro. She's very disrespectful.
Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't respect your drive and what you were doing. You know what I'm saying? And your grind. So you're better off not being with her. Because she became a distraction.
Yeah, man. It was and sometimes you have to understand as a man, you have to humble yourself and understand when to cut ties. That's what I realized too. Because one other thing too, and at first, sometimes when you deal with women and you see them get insecure, you be like, oh, you think you hot stuff. If they see other women are going after you, but it came with her where it was like she was extremely insecure. Like I would sometimes catch her trying to sneak into my phone. I know that was my fault. I should have stepped. I should have cut that off. Like, yeah, and then or like trying to sneak to see if I'm at my job. It was wild stuff.
Yeah, you should have told her, yo, we ain't doing this with the phone sneaking, all this shit.
Yeah.
I ain't having it. You know what I'm saying? You do
Yeah.
that shit again, you cut off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
you
go
live
ahead.
and learn. I know that was on my end, bad on my end, because I felt guilty. It was almost like a gaslighting thing, but I did feel guilty for other situations that had happened. Nothing that I did on my end, but I felt bad, like damn. But I realized like you can only reassure somebody so much. Their insecurities, you can't let them project that onto you. But overall, maybe it's because I was dealing with that situation. But I still have girls that try to hit me up. There's girls that hit me up my DM and hit me. They be like, oh, they live in Atlanta, but hey, I'll be in New York in May. Whoop de whoop. Like, are you free? And I'm like, yeah, I'll be free, but I'd rather just, I don't know if it's because of my past situations, but I just, at this point in my time in my life, I feel more at peace when I'm single, because I feel like I gotta deal with a lot of I have that apprehension. I don't say necessarily fear, but I have this assumption that I'm gonna deal with BS for the next woman I do. Even if they're enthusiastic, they be like, "Hey, I want to meet you," whoop de whoop, and I'm like, "Yeah, it's cool."
Nah, you don't let that shit get you down, man. Let's learn from it and move on, bro.
True.
Don't let that shit get you down. You just learn from it and move on, man. And then some people are just not ready. You know what I'm saying? Like you might have met her at the wrong time, or she might have met you at the wrong time. But obviously, if she didn't had enough respect for you, because I mean, I could see if you were a dirtbag or one really trying to do shit. But you actually you study and you're in school, you study and you're trying to better yourself, trying to have a better future. And if she can't see that, well, that's on her. That's her fault.
Yeah.
Just because you show up, just because you show up a couple minutes later, a couple hours late, and you say, "Hey, I was studying, that's why I came late," or whatever. And if she make a big deal about that, well, no, hell with that, man.
Yeah.
Nah. Yeah, you should have cut that off a long time ago.
True. I feel like I gotta reflect a little bit more, but this happened to me, not necessarily that situation, but I got out of another situation like 2019, and all of 2020, like I just focused on myself, worked on myself, bettered myself and whatnot. And it was like one of the best years of my life. And it's like I'm not 30 yet, but it just felt like everything was falling into place while I was single. So it was like, with that being said, I think to myself, I find it that I'm more happier. I'm more happier and I'm more productive when I'm single than when I'm in relationships or dealing with women. It's weird to me.
You're around the wrong types of women. That's what it sounds like. Look, if a woman comes in your life, it should feel like icing on the cake. It shouldn't be like you pushing and pulling and you're arguing and bickering. Now, y'all have disagreements from time to time, and it's okay to agree to disagree, but you shouldn't be arguing and have all this friction and back and forth shit going on all the time. That's not normal. No. You shouldn't. If you say, hey, what are you doing? You're like, oh, nothing. Well, good. Let's go to such and such place the weekend or whatever. She'd be like, well, I don't want to go there. Come on, man. No. No.
True. Yeah. And that's the funny thing is, like, as you get older, you realize, like, I'm going there for myself. You're just there along for the ride. So it's like, either way, I'm going to enjoy myself. And that's what happened. The irony, I had a blast because my uncle lives out in LA. And I eventually, when I finished my degree, and then when I'm doing like computer languages and whatnot. So like I'm on the verge of working remote, and I'm trying to buy a little beach house that is like cheap under like 250. I know I could buy. I could just kick it there by myself. I know when I went there, like I enjoyed doing stuff. I didn't need her to be there, and
That's good.
yeah,
Don't look for female validation.
yeah. Question: I want to ask. I want to ask you this. So you know recently about the guy that went crazy in with the shooting in the train. So like I said, I live in New York. Particularly that same that same ex hit me up, and she said like, "Hey, I hope everything is well with you." But she barely ever like, we haven't really spoke since like September. But she was like, "Hey, I hope everything is okay with you, even since we've been going through a lot of crazy things in the city." Like, what is your take on that? Like, I'm not entertaining what she's doing, but what's her aim in doing that? Is that for attention?
Yeah, it could be, man. A lot of times, I don't really get caught up in what women are doing.
I hear you.
I try to focus on what I'm doing. You know, if they choose to not jump in, well, that's on them, man. What some will, some won't. I don't get caught up in the what women are saying. I take that shit with a grain of salt, man, and keep it moving.
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? I don't get caught up in all that. Don't get caught up in a woman's drama and what they say on the internet and what they say at the job. What they look, them same women that's doing all that talking. If the right guy comes through the door, they'll throw that shit out the fucking window.
True that.
That's why I take what they say with a grain of salt. They don't even know why they're even attracted to certain guys. They don't even understand it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't even get. They don't even know what they're gonna do. They'll say one thing and do another. It's the right guy makes them behave in a certain type of way, along with the environment. So I understand all of that. So that's why I don't really focus on what a woman is doing or what she's thinking. I could care less, bro.
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying? Well, thanks for coming on, brother.
Thank you.
Peace. Darnell, what up? That's why it's best to mess with them in their own country. When you come back, you won't lose anything. Well, I guess. What up, DMR? You know, I guess, man. I mean, everyone has to make their own decision ultimately, what they want to do, whether they want to bring them over here or they want to stay over there with her. I think every guy has to make his own decision. So, hey, check out my Patreon and all that good stuff. And, Lord. I don't know who that is, but check out the Patreon and hit the Cash App. You know, on your way out. Until next time, man. I'm out. Peace.